Alrighty, race fans, setting on the pole in the 81X machine, John Bunce, outside in the 12J is Jimmy Eckerson. 20 machine inside second roll, Daryl Proctor, 6B, a Bob Bupp outside, Ray Hudson in the 25, Dennis Morris in the 4M, 51 of Steve Stout, 66W of Kevin Watkins, 19J of Kirk Johnson, 7D of Myron DeYoung, and the 76 of Greg Wiles, and bringing up the rears in 99.8 of Don Hintz. And we got a good battle going on up front here in the middle of the pack for that 5th spot. 19 of Kirk Johnson taking over that 5th position, followed in by Greg Wiles in that 76 machine. And the 12J of Jimmy Erickson pulled out to the early lead. Bob Bupp all over the back tail as they're coming out of turn 4. Bob Bupp taking a look to the inside. A little bit of problem coming into turn 3. Watkins getting that 66 machine off the top of the track. And Bob Bupp once again taking a look to the outside, trying to make a pass for that 1st position. Greg Wiles and Kirk Johnson going to the bottom side of the 25 machine of Ray Hudson. Ray Hudson protecting that line a little bit, sliding on back to that 7th spot. Greg Wiles picking up that 5th position. Steve Stout following in behind in 6th spot. Greg Wiles getting into the back end of Kirk Johnson, losing a handle on that number 76 machine. Kirk Johnson getting up into the front stretch wall, bumping into Ray Hudson as they keep it all together and going down the track. Kirk Johnson slowing down on the top side, going into turn 1. And Dennis Morris bumping into the back of the 81 machine, trying to find a way around as Myron DeYoung looks at the bottom side, coming through turn 3 and 4. Big trouble up in turn 1. Bob Bupp in that 6B machine, losing power, pulling to the top side of the track as the caution comes out. Jimmy Erickson leading around, coming out of turn 4 as your starter, Ryan Flynn, looking him over. And the green flag is out. Jimmy Erickson leading him down into turn 1. Daryl Proctor on the back bumper. Greg Wiles taking a look to the inside of that 25 machine, making a pass coming down the backstretch as he's coming into turns 3 and 4, looking to the bottom of the 20 machine of Daryl Proctor. And 3 wide coming out of turn 4 as they fall back in line. Jimmy Erickson still leading the way around. Ray Hudson taking a look to the outside of that 76 car. Myron DeYoung sneaking that 7 machine up into that 5th position, keeping top 4 out of this class tonight for the show. And Steve Stout in the 6th position in that 51 car. Nose to tail going into turn 1. Greg Wiles gets into the back bumper of the 20 machine. 3 wide going into turn 3. And Ray Hudson loops around at a little contact between the 20 and the 25 machine. As the caution flag will wave one more time. Myron DeYoung in that 7 car finding a way out of that. Jimmy Erickson setting a pace as he comes through turns 3 and 4. Ryan Flynn, your starter, looking him over as they come down the front stretch, and the green flag waves this time by. Nose to tail going into turn 1. Daryl Proctor taking an opportunity as Jimmy Erickson gets a little loose. He tucks that 20 machine to the inside. Greg Wiles making a charge on the outside, going through 3 and 4. 3 wide coming out of turn 4 for racing for that lead. Erickson hanging on for the moment as Greg Wiles dives to the bottom side of the track. And Daryl Proctor hold on to that 3rd spot. Myron DeYoung taking a look to the inside, coming down the back stretch. Wheel to wheel going in turn 3, trying to take over that 3rd spot. And Steve Stout takes a look to the inside of the 20 machine also, trying to pick up that 4th and final transfer spot as Daryl Proctor hangs on to that last transfer position into the night's feature event. Nose to tail coming through 3 and 4. Good race for that 5th spot back here between 51, 66, and 99 as they duking it out, trying to get around that 20 machine. Looks like he's holding them up just a little bit. Greg Wiles checking out as the 81 machine of John Bunce wipes her out in turn 2, spins her around. My goodness, Greg Wiles just checked out after he passed that lead car. Yeah, they invert the top 12, so that's how it happens every week. And once again, Ryan Flynn giving the green flags. They come down the front stretch. Greg Wiles using that little bit of track left down there on the bottom, hanging on to that moisture. Myron DeYoung taking a look to the inside of Jimmy Erickson as they're coming down the back stretch. And they're nose to tail for that fourth and final transfer spot as Steve Stout takes a look at the inside. The white flag's waving this time by. That battle is for that 20 position, or the fourth spot where the 20 car is, as he's holding on. Myron DeYoung once again taking a look to the inside. Nothing doing as Erickson hanging on to that second position. Greg Wiles taking a checkered flag in his first IMCA Modified heat event, followed by Jimmy Erickson, the 7 machine of Myron DeYoung, and Darrell Proctor rounding out your top 4. 18R on the outside, Oscar Rupola. Second row on the inside, A.J. Knowles in that 11 car, Bob Neiman in the 60, Todd Jubenall in the 8X, Zach Olger in the 0, XL of Tim Lytle, Dennis Walker in the 81, Jerry Pace in the 3, the 42 of Shank, 12 of Scott Fisk, and 3 of John Eash. All kinds of congestion back there for that third spot as they're racing in there. Zach Olger getting into the back end. All kinds of bumping and grinding as they keep them moving, folks. They're 3 wide coming down the front stretch. Scotty Fisk taking a look to the bottom side of Zach Olger. And once again, the back of that pack just battling for a spot. And the 18 of John Carroll jumping out to the early lead with Bob Neiman hanging on to that second spot as he's taking a look top side. Little contact coming around turn 2. A.J. Knowles hanging on to that third. Todd Jubenall in that 8X looking to the top side, trying to make his way around as he's holding that fourth and final transfer spot. Jerry Pace taking a look to the inside. Oh, I have the Todd Jubenall car trying to pick up that fourth spot. Zach Olger using the top of the track as he's going to make his way around as they go 3 wide once again down into turn 3. And the 18 of Oscar Rubla having a little bit of problem. Oh, Bob Neiman breaking away and getting the lead in this modified event. And Jerry Pace making his way up door to door with A.J. Knowles trying to make a race for that second spot. A.J. Knowles racing him back coming down the front stretch. Zach Olger holding on to that fourth and final transposition as they coming down the backstretch. Scotty Fisk taking a look to the outside of Rupola trying to pick up an extra spot. And Terry Shake tucking in behind. A.J. Knowles, folks, won his first feature here a couple weeks, doing a super job hanging on to that second position for a rookie driver. Jerry Pace finds a little bit extra coming down the backstretch as he picks up that second position. Zach Olger tucking in behind, trying to follow the leader as they come down the front stretch. Scotty Fisk going to the top side, following A.J. Knowles around as Zach Olger sliding on up the track, losing that fourth position. And now Scott Fisk going to the bottom, trying to make a pass for the third spot on the 11 machine of A.J. Knowles. Bob Neiman and that 60 machine doing one heck of a job staying out of the rest of the pack as Jerry Pace is doing all he can to reel him in. A.J. Knowles holding on to that third spot for now as Scott Fisk is on the move. And back here we got racing for 7th spot, Rupila, Walker, Lytle, and John Ease in that 3 machine. Zach Olger looking to the top side of the. We have debris flying up in turns 1 and 2 as the caution flag will come out. That'll leave Bob Neiman holding on to that first position as Jerry Pace is his second, Zach Olger third, and the 11 machine of A.J. Knowles. And we got 10 laps in on this second modified event as Bob Neiman brings him down the front stretch. Your starter, Ryan Flynn, looks him over. Green flag waving this time die. Laps winding down as Jerry Pace takes a look to the inside, going through turns 3 and 4. Got enough to make her stick. I see that white flag waving. He's got just 1 lap to get this handle as he looks to the inside, coming down the front stretch. They are wheel to wheel under the flag. A.J. Knowles hanging on to that third spot. Zach Olger hanging on to the fourth and final transfer position. Once again, Jerry Pace making a race of it, looking to the inside, going into turn 3. And that checkered flags are going. Jerry Pace getting a high line as they come across the line. Oh! my gosh, folks. Woo! How's that for racing? Wheel to wheel as they come across the checkered flag. We're going to have to, we got a call from the tower, and that's a 3 machine of Jerry Pace will be the winner in our second IMCA Modified Heat event.
Check, check, check. Now I get to adjust my levels, and we're ready to go here. Walt Wisniewski on the pole in the number 34. Randy Lentz alongside. Then Toby Steele in the 21. Jim Hale Jr. in the 7X. Rusty Ziegler, Cliff Denman, Chris Higgins, Jerry Hunt, Denny Knowles, Jared Stout, Rick Stout, and Eric Monk, your lineup. And we're already going crazy racing. As Ziegler in the 776 battling for the second spot. He's alongside Randy Lentz. Or rather, Steele's number 21. Wisniewski out front, then it's Ziegler. Higgins now up to third. Here comes Jim Hale Jr. Jim Hale working for that 4th spot. Look out on the high side, not a lot of room up there. As actually Toby Steele in the 21 battling for that 5th spot with Denman and Jared Stout. Wisniewski out front, then it's a whole gaggle behind them. As Toby Steele well off the pace, and Jerry Hunt will take it into the infield. Then the number 8. 3-car breakaway up front. Wisniewski all out of shape. Ziegler will look on the high side. Rusty Ziegler in the 776 now will take the lead away. Wisniewski is trying to hold on to second. Cars getting together in the back. Caution immediately out. Caution on the speedway. And looking to find out why. I wonder if it's for Jerry Hunt. Maybe we have some debris on the track. We'll take a look here. Modified next season, whichever place that the winner of the IMCA main event picks out of the hat. Here we go, back to racing in our 3rd qualifier. For the IMCA Modifieds is Wisniewski. Pulls way out now, and at number 34. Ziegler back in that 2nd spot as they went to the last complete lap. He's going to be challenged by Higgins in that 55. Jim Hale Jr. in the 4th spot as Wisniewski's out of shape. Your leader spins. Your leader falls all the way to the rear of the field as Higgins now. Your new leader in the 55. Ziegler still in 2nd, letting they battle for 3rd on back. Jim Hale Jr., Jared Stout, Denman, Rick Stout, and Denny Knowles. Look at it, it's like they're all running under a blanket. Down the backstretch, Ziegler on the inside of Higgins. Higgins not letting them by. As Ziegler will look down there again, they're 3 wide for 3rd. Denman and Jim Hale Jr. side by side for the 3rd spot. Denman takes the spot but slides it high. Hale looks on the inside. It's Rick Stout right on the back bumper. Jared Stout there as well. A great race for 3rd on back. A lot of good modified. Spinning in the back of the field is Eric Monk in the 21. He comes to rest over in turn 2. He keeps it going right in front of your leaders. He stays down low wisely. No, he's going to shoot back up on the track. Hold on, Eric. Chris Higgins, your leader in that 55. Ziegler sits 2nd, fine run for him in a 776. Cliff Denman in 3rd. Jim Hale Jr. in the final transfer spot. But here comes Jared Stout. Jared Stout in the number 1, working that inside. Look out, Denman sideways, Hale sideways. Denny Knowles involved as Denman completely sideways out of turn number 3. And Jim Hale Jr. reacting to that incident. 9 laps complete as Higgins legs him down. I don't know what I just said, but Higgins now with a push in turn 1 gives up the lead to Ziegler. Here comes Jared Stout. He'll work on the inside, and Ziegler just can't get the lead in that 776 as he settles for 2nd once again as Higgins and Ziegler get together, and Rick Stout will pull along the outside and challenge for 3rd with Denny Knowles right there on the inside in the number 33. Rick Stout now up to third, looks on the high side of Rusty Ziegler. Ziegler able to protect that groove as Monk goes for a ride down the infield. White flag lap. One more to go. Jared Stout now running away with it into number 1. Ziegler just trying to hold on in the 776. Out of Stanton, Michigan. Here he comes, your winner, Jared Stout. Rusty Ziegler second, Rick Stout third, and Chris Higgins will get the final transfer spot in this heat race. B-main top 4 move on for the IMCA Modified. Steve Stout, your pole sitter, with Danny Knowles alongside Scott Fisk and Don Hintz in row 2. Row 3 is the 21 of Eric Monk and Tim Lytle's XL. John Bunce in the 81 and Cliff Denman's 24. Oscar Rulapa in the 18. Bob Bupp in the 6B in the final row should have Jerry Hunt in the 8 and Todd Jubenville in the 8X as we're underway. Remember, it's the top 4 that advance, and right now it's Danny Knowles leading the pack. Steve Stout in the second spot. Here comes Fisk. We got a spinner. It's Monk in the 21. As he's able to keep it going, yes, he is still moving as your leader, Danny Knowles, comes home by. Danny Knowles showing the way in the 33. Stout and Fisk, second and third. Right now, battle for fourth as Monk spins it again in front of your leaders. Look out, he's going the wrong way. He gets off the track. 2 spins now for Eric Monk and that 21, struggling to keep that underneath him. As Danny Knowles leads the way, battle for second as Fisk look down the inside. Not enough room down low, he'll look high as Stout slides it high. Fisk sets him up down low. Hinson to 99 in the 4th spot, usually running in the Pro Stock division, giving his hand in the Hotchkiss number 99. As Danny Knowles starting to pull away in at 33. Steve Stout in the yellow 51 in second with Fisk right there on the back bumper, letting him know, hey, I'm back here. You slip up, I'm going to be by you one way or the other. As they come by halfway home for Danny Knowles. Steve Stout in second spot. Scotty Fisk in third. Don Hintz holding his own in fourth in the 99. Denny comes by. Denman getting all out of shape, loses a spot to Oscar Rulapa. That battle for the 6th spot. Caution on the speedway. We got someone spun out over in turn number 2. Looks like John Bunce in the 81. Top 10 in points, if I'm not mistaken, so far. As I mentioned, he will be going to Iowa to compete as we're back underway. Elwell's, Danny Knowles pulls away once again as Fisk working all over that low side as Stout's number 51. Looks like this time by we could see the white flag as Eric Monk goes for another spin in the 21. He keeps it going. He's spun 3 times now in head 21. As Danny Knowles takes a look at the white flag, remember top 4, those that move on. Right now, Don Hintz will be the last one to transfer from this one. And it will be Danny Knowles, your winner. Steve Stout, second. Fisk will finish third. And Don Hintz will finish fourth. It's Toby Steele in the 21. John Carroll in the 18, Kirk Johnson in the 19, and Randy Lentz in the 25. Top 4 transfer to the main event. Here we go once again. Watkins out front in the 66. Olger sits second. Third spot is Walker and Wisniewski in fourth. As Jim Hale, Morris, and the 33E of John Esch we're battling three wide for about the fifth spot. Kevin Watkins leading the way. Walker a little bit out of shape. Wisniewski had to hit the binders, and Jim Hale did as well. As everyone's single file for now, as Esch really using that high groove into number 3. Front four pulling away. Watkins out front. Zach Olger in the second spot. Single file, nose to tail, as that entire field works into turns 3 and 4. Oh, car off the track. Esch off the track as well as Jim Hale. He'll take it to the pits as John Esch sits over there in turn number 4 in that number 3E. Not able to get it rolling as the field comes around and caution waves. We're going to try it again. We'll line them up. They'll come down to that cone. Ryan Flynn, look, and there's that green flag. Look at that low groove by Kirk Johnson, trying to take fourth spot away. He might have, but he couldn't get enough speed as Wisniewski got the run out of turn number 2. Halfway home. Battle for that fourth and final transfer spot up for grabs. Wisniewski trying to hold off the challenge of Kirk Johnson's number 19. And John Carroll getting it all out of shape. Goes a little through the infield, then a little on the track. Now there he goes in the right direction. As now everyone's single file. And we got a spin over in turn 4. Esch again into number 3. Comes to rest over in turn 3. Tries to get it fired up. He does so. No caution as he pulls it into the infield. Watkins, meanwhile, will go by and take another lap off the books with Zach Olger, Walker, and Wisniewski, your top 4. About a lap and a half left in this C main. A white flag for your leader, Kevin Watkins. Kevin Watkins out of Ionia comes out of turn number 4. And he'll take the win. Olger second, Walker third, and Wisniewski will finish in that fourth and final transfer spot. Rick Stouts in the 410. Denny Knowles and Kevin Watkins back in row 7. Steve Stout in the 51 and Zach Olger in the 0. Scott Fisk is in the 12. Walker in the 81. Don Hintz and Walt Wisniewski make up this round and this field in our main event. Proctor jumps out to the early lead. Erickson off the pace into number 12. Everyone stacking up behind as Higgins forced off the track. As Jimmy Erickson can't get that number 12 to move, he'll take it to the pits. Meanwhile, Proctor out front. AJ Knowles working on the inside. Bob Neiman into number 60 on the outside for that second spot with Rusty Ziegler right behind. AJ Knowles looks on the inside, slides it up a little bit on the high side as they'll come by Bob Neiman in second. Watch out, we're gonna go 3 wide, almost there, as Jared Stout looked to poke in to make it 3 wide between Pace and DeYoung. Decided not quite yet. Meanwhile, battle for the second spot, AJ Knowles and Bob Neiman, side by side for second. AJ Knowles, the rookie in the number 11. The guy in the number 60, been racing 42 years. As AJ Knowles slips up, he'll lose some spots as Ziegler and DeYoung will go by. Look out, Jared Stout out of shape. Everyone on the binders, including Wild Shank and Denny Knowles. Proctor once again leading the lap. Bob Neiman in second, but Myron DeYoung right there on the low side in the number 7. AJ Knowles back in fourth. Ziegler fifth. Then Jerry Pace, Kevin Watkins, and now Rick Stout. The number 7 machine of DeYoung works that inside of Proctor's number 20 for the lead. Now DeYoung with the advantage. He'll take the top spot away from Proctor's number 20. Look out as they come out of 4. Look at them snarling. Very competitive. A little bit of smoke coming out from underneath the DeYoung's number 7. Proctor back in the second spot. They're 3 wide for fourth. AJ Knowles in the middle. Ziegler on the high side. Jerry Pace down low. Hold on. They come by 3 wide. Ziegler taking the spot away, but Jerry Pace right there on the low side. Jerry Pace, the winner last week here at the Crystal Motor Speedway at number 3 for our season championship. Working on the low side of Rusty Ziegler, 776. Clean racing right now as Jerry Pace now up to the second, at least the battle for the second spot. He'll take it away from Proctor. Jerry Pace on the move. Jerry Pace now up to second as he passed Proctor's number 20. Now Rick Stout up to the 4th spot as he's getting around Neiman and looking on the low side of Proctor. DeYoung running away just a little bit. Jerry Pace doing his best to reel him in. Rick Stout on the inside of Darrell Proctor. Now Rick Stout up another spot. Rick Stout up to 3rd in the number 410. Proctor back to 4th. Neiman in 5th. Ziegler back to 6th. Then Stout, Watkins, Wiles, and AJ Knowles. Now Jared Stout working for the 6th spot. He pulls on the outside of Ziegler to take 6th spot away. He'll bring Watkins with him. Wisniewski with some problems in the 32, and then all of a sudden he comes to a stop outside turn number 3. Well, it looked like he was already to a stop in the infield, and he moved up about 20 yards. And then pulling to a stop. Hintz and Wisniewski back out. 14 down. I couldn't tell you how many left. Jerry Pace in danger of losing that 2nd spot as Rick Stout pulls on the outside in the 410. Rick Stout now up to 2nd spot. Rick Stout looking at your leader now. Oh, it's Myron DeYoung in that number 7 machine. Top 5 still DeYoung, Stout, Pace, Proctor, and Neiman. as Stout trying to find some real estate, either high or low, to get around DeYoung's number 7. Stout will try that high side, get a run down the backstretch, suck in that back bumper of DeYoung. As he's not able to do it right then, but he's right on the back bumper as your front three begin to pull away just a bit. Then Proctor leads that second group of modifieds down the backstretch, followed by Neiman, Watkins, Stout, and Ziegler. Now a challenge on the high side, DeYoung and Stout, as DeYoung slides it up high, closes the door on Rick Stout. Looks like this could be the final lap as we got a spin. Don Hinson a 99. As a checkered flag waves, it's going to be DeYoung, Stout, Pace, Proctor, and Neiman, your top 5. Watkins, Jared Stout, Ziegler, Wiles, AJ, Knowles, Ollinger, and Steve Stout unofficially. He works as an auto mechanic at the Auto Clinic of Greenville, which is also one of the sponsors on that number 7, along with Napa Auto Truck Parts out of Greenville, Bowen Construction and Installation of Sheridan, and Russell's Auto Parts out of Sheridan. Your winner, folks, in that number 7, folks, Myron DeYoung.